Greetings, gamers! Welcome back to another Paroxysm by Design presents uh, session 5 of emergency playtest sessions um, for Honorbound is the game that we're playing. That's right, I'm writing it. This is going to be the last week that we do playtesting. Part of that, some people can't make it for next week. Also, even more exciting is that the writing for the book I'm going to have done and edited by the end of this week, so in 7 days. And fingers crossed, when that happens, I'll be receiving the final art assets for the book. If all this happens at the end of next week, I should be handing that off to our layout person. And our layout person is super fast. And it sounds like they might be able to get that knocked out in less than a month. Once that's done in less than a month, then we get that over to what is it? Drive through RPG. We check in with Will to see get all that over to Will, and Will submits that to Drive Through RPG. They figured out more layout stuff to see what the colors come through, what bleeds and edges and all that stuff that I really don't know much about. That gets okayed, and once that's okayed, boom, out the door. Now, of course, that'll start getting close to Christmas, which might just mess everything up. But hey, if it hits before Christmas, it's a possibility. It won't be on our end. It'll be because uh, you know, presents. Blame Santa Claus, right? That's what we're saying. It's all Santa Claus's fault. Today, we are going to we're going to see how far we make it into the adventure that's in the book. If we remember correctly at all, the our covenant has been hired by the coalition to help refugees get integrated into the planet of Aurorus. Aurora, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not very good at it. We're going to call it Aurorus. Aurorus. It has U's and A's and yeah, I don't know. Um, so now the town though, the city, there's a council that is not so keen on it. Go back, watch part one from last week, check it out. This week we're play testing only a couple new things, but I think you'll find while we're playing, some of the stuff that we've been integrating is going to come through into a cooler, smoother game. That being said, here is where we left off at. We are switching back to the game is compromised, a little bit more structure to it. I just had my scenes as the Oracle. I'm now pushing the scene back to the players. The players can do whatever they want with their scene. Normally, it involves basically huddling together, kind of figuring out what they want to do or trying to figure out what the overall thing is. Here's what they found out. They've talked to three people that were hanging out around other people, basically, right? We have got. Did I write them down? Oh no! We did all that, and then I'm gonna mess it up, unfortunately. Is it who is the artist? Was that Vex? Celeste. That was the Celeste, the artist, is possibly trying to get some sort of revolution going. And obviously, the art that they presented has got some anti government standards, basically saying that the government has got a lot of resources, but they're not sharing it with the rest of the world. The city itself, though, even the commoners, are doing great. They're well taken care of. All right, then we have Morrison, Captain Morrison, I believe, that Mr. Crystal was talking to. Um, you found yourself an ally because as a military person, he was actually once a refugee himself and is all for it. Now, unfortunately, none of these people are on the council, but they might have the counselor's ear. Last person that we talked to was. Do you have her name, Gareth Carr, Eric?
Lady Hartwell.
Hartwell. Here it is. Hartwell. Socialite. that seemed very openly talking about how, boo, refugees are terrible. We don't want those buggy Othans into our city. But Gareth Carr, through savvy social interrogation, more or less, or just being cool, um, knows that it's a total hoax. It seems like this is a big front that she's putting on, and due to his uh, talking down to her, basically just the right way, um, set up a meeting for her to come back to the office. So now you still have the three council members, Sterling, so Cirrus and Dyra. There, that is the commerce, research, and security people there. But it is your guys' scene to get together and do what you need to do. Take it away. Well, first of all, remember how to structure a scene. What's your goal in this scene? What and when do we know when to end your scene?
I'm open to thoughts. I'm not clear how we leverage who we have into action on the council quite yet. What are your thoughts on how we might do that?
We know that Sterling needs some sort of a trade deal to be able to go along with it. We know Ceres needs the refugees to have some sort of skills that the planet could use, and Dyra wants screening measures on them. I don't know if that's something Captain Morrison would be appropriate for as a military person. Um, I have no idea how Ludwika uses her buddy, the artist with the cult, to help us or not yet. Any thoughts on that?
I don't,
Do you want a hug,
because
buddy?
my mind says that is a hey, you let refugees in or you might have a rebellion on your hand. That is like a last ditch, we pull it out as a threat kind of situation.
Good, good. That was really good.
I'm happy to last time I had made sure to purchase a lovely scarf. Because I heard Star Song really loves scarves. But I'd be happy to point them out as well as a like a trading opportunity, because I imagine, maybe I didn't specify this, but I was imagining that I was buying a scarf of the culture that we are encouraging refugees from. And it is like a very unique style of scarf. And so, like, look, if we accept these refugees, we have this lovely trade opportunity in their crafts and their product
Textiles.
textiles. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Sure.
Um, I imagine like Rachel owns a Pakistani scarf that somebody gifted me, and it's like my favorite scarf, and I love it so very, very much. So like I'm envisioning like this cultural, like handmade, beautiful textile.
Amazing. I had a thought. What we can do is that you guys have a really good idea of what these three counselors want already. I am, I think it would be okay to go ahead and call this scene because remember, the vote isn't today. Like, you know what these counselors want now, and you have people on your side or people that you'll talk to in a little bit. Because what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take the next scene that was supposed to happen differently, and I'm going to roll it into something else. So we got it. We'll do that scene, and then we'll go to basically the final scene. So here we go. So you guys are discussing, oh, okay, all right, this is how we can do it. And you huddle, go back to the embassy for the night. You're all together making plans. When till you get a knock on the door at the designated time that Hartwell said that she would come.
I will check the door to make sure that it's her and not like a bunch of thugs.
So you check the screening near the door, and it is Lady Hartwell plus three other people that you've never seen before, and
Uh,
they all seem to be taking care for their faces not to be seen.
I think I know what this is about. Um, can I do a quick inquiry panache to sort of get an idea of their motives to make sure that I
Their
don't think they're trying
intentions.
to? Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
does that work?
Yeah. 100%.
All right, I got a 1. Is that a saga point for me?
Yep. Yep. All right. So
Okay.
people that don't know, we're switching back to the way we were doing it before, so it might be a little confusing. So if you roll a 1, you get a saga point. If they roll a 6, I get a tension point. You roll doubles, you move your tracker ahead 1.
Ooh, I did that too. Shit. All right.
Hmm. Right now, you're on an 8. You are not passing. Spend a saga point. You got it.
I will, just to be safe.
Okay. Yeah, you're pretty sure. You hear the tremor in her voice. She's nervous about being here, but in honest nervous, not like nervous because she's smuggling people in with blaster rifles to blow your faces off. Nervous to be seen in public.
Great. I'll open the door. Thank you for coming.
Yes. Oh, thank you for allowing us in here. This is um yeah. You know me. She looks up at your other two people in here and it's like, I am Lady Hartwell. And I brought with me a couple of people that want to hear what you have to say. I cannot speak for them. They may not be on your side, but I thought they should at least come to hear what you have to say. This is, she points out to, this is Echo. He is part of the, uh, part of the Starlight, or the, boy, he's the one that takes care of the Harmony Garden. He is the one that's the most mysterious choice. He wears elaborate robes and a mask which completely conceals his features. He is an Iliad. He just nods his head and is like, yes, uh, this is um, this is Ilko Voss. They take off their thing. It's a sharp-eyed Caxian whose bioluminescent patterns flicker suddenly as he approaches. He beckons you forward in a clear handshake. He's loud, much louder than he probably should be. But he is wearing clothing as of a fellow merchant. And he goes like, yes, I would love to hear what you say. I was close to being the commerce. You know him better as Sterling. I lost out on his vote, and I'm curious to hear what you have to say. And then finally, let's see, echo things. Okay.
So we have Echo, and then this guy's name is what again?
Uh, Ilko Voss.
Elko.
Yeah, yeah.
Echo.
I will
Elko.
point. I will point that out. That Echo and Ilko. Let's just call him Voss.
Voss. Mostly Voss. Good. Elko.
See,
Echo. Echo. Elko. Yeah. Voss. And
this is
Cassian.
why.
What?
This is why you play test everyone right here. This is for the heavy lifting.
What do Cassians look like again?
Caxian are the merfolk, so some sort of
Caxian.
amphibian underwater
Yeah.
sort of thing.
Great. Sorry. Continue.
Nope, not at all. And the next person takes off. To your surprise, is a Othin. So we brought one of the refugees as a spokesperson. Name is, so we got Echo, we got Voss, And this is Tunnel. Echo speaks first. Actually, sorry, Lady Hartwell speaks first. It's like, I'm so sorry. Uh, I hate to speak so harshly in front of others. However, my family is the largest exporters of goods on this planet. And if it came out that we backed an unpopular or a movement that did not pass, it would greatly harm our abilities at commerce to be able to help out the most amount of people. So I could not speak out for it. However, you may have my. I know people that have Sterling's ear. I could perhaps speak to him on your behalf if you trusted me to do so. And you see Voss just like scoff at talking to Sterling. Echo ends up being the first to talk. Well, thank you for allowing us into your home. Who who amongst you enjoys art?
I appreciate art, certainly.
Okay. Well, if you take into the commonality and wholeness of art, you will notice that representatives of all galactic species have contributed living art, and I hold it into the Harmony Gardens. It he continues on in kind of a lilting up and down voice, kind of talking in riddles and metaphors. He like poses some kind of questions in his rambling speech, such as, what responsibility do the prosperous have to aid the suffering? Does accepting outsiders change society's essential character? Is isolation self preservation or selfishness? I have this question for you. We have brought Tunnel with us. Examine him, question him, and can you tell us what you would do with the refugees? You see Tunnel just kind of like he looks to be a middle-aged Othan, kind of more of a dung beetle, kind of a purple carapace. Just kind of look a little shocked about being brought into it like this, and he's just like, "I am an open book."
We would have just this one person to represent an entire species. How do we know that Tunnel is uh, representative of what you're speaking of?
Well, you do not have the luxury of talking to every refugee, so this is the one that we brought. The vote is tomorrow morning.
You're right. This is more certainly more art than science, but uh, Tunnel. Do you at this point even want to come to this planet? I know it's a matter of life and death, but do you consider the quality of life you're going to get here to uh, be adequate to what you need?
Oh, geez. I mean, uh, truthfully, we have no choices. It is here or death. And for my clutch mates, To live, this is our only choice. For it to be held in a commonality of 7 people is preposterous to us. I'm used to working as a hive for the betterment of. At this point, Voss steps in and goes like, well, do it may be life and death to you. Well, it is life and death to you, I suppose. But how would that be our fault? What responsibility do we have? Do any of you chime in? Okay.
I can.
And no,
Unless somebody else would rather.
Mr. Crystal is standing with his jaw agape, staring at Gareth, just waiting for him to say something.
Okay, great.
This is blowing Crystal's mind, man. This is like he's never even thought about these things.
We are part of the alliance, are we not? This is not a city state. There are protocols to be held. There are precedences that must be kept. Not to mention, you have a chance to save lives. Not taking the Oathens, you might as well. It's the same as killing them. It is your duty as a member of the Alliance, the Federation, whatever it's called, to do this now. Nothing is to say that the refugees have to be bound to this planet for eternity, but at least to get them off their feet, that is what you owe the galaxy. And as we've set up this perfect alliance, the galaxy will get you back, I'm sure. But if you want genocide on your hands, Voss, I suggest that you find a way to get another council member on our side. If you refuse to talk to Sterling.
Echo speaks at this point and goes, so I appreciate the speaking of the harmony and the balance. So for we save these lives, what does the planet take that is now unstable? Is the planet owed anything in return?
The planet that they're coming from or the planet we are on now?
The planet that they're coming from. Is the planet not owed something? If we take these refugees, then what shall we give the planet? If anyone wants to do a lore mysticism check of a
I was
9.
just looking at that. I was like, I
Okay.
feel like I need to appeal to a lore mysticism, like religion something or other, and I was trying to figure out how to do so. So I'll do it.
Yeah.
Please do
I
it.
haven't figured out how to role play it yet. I was literally just looking at that like, man, that's what I want to do, but I don't know how to do it. So
Yeah.
here,
You do it like
roll.
this. Okay. Hey, triples.
Triples.
That's a campaign tracker for me.
And attention point, right?
Nope, saga point.
No. Saga point.
Yeah, we
Oh,
switched
and
that
then
back.
I'm
That's a saga point.
I have
It'll be,
my notes and everything, but
it'll be easier for people playing for the first time, right?
yeah.
So you got a 9. So you got it. You're successful. When you're trying to think, what in the hell is this guy talking about? What about balance? balance of the universe, which the Miltharians are teaching right now under their new leadership. Now, you heard a couple months back that um, the Miltharian religion was kind of a little bit of an uproar because their leader had suddenly passed, but a new one has stepped in,
Mm.
and they are preaching the idea of balance. Cannot take something without giving something. Cannot give something without taking something. So, what is the right answer to this? I don't know. What do you want to do? You may just roll it, or you may give me uh or try and convince me. I mean, Echo.
Right. um, if balance is what you seek, sorry, now I hear my dog chewing something. You seek balance uh by offering something back to the, is it a dying planet? Just for clarification, is it like it's literally it just like can't sustain life anymore? It can't.
It is it's going to have an earthquake basically that's going to tear it into three separate pieces to float away into space.
Um Milfar calls for balance, and we ask that you take the refugees. Who has a great idea for a way to balance that? What greater balance can we offer than uh hi, Rachel really wanted to role play this out, and I cannot think of what that balance would be right now.
It's okay. You can roll it if you like. It's going to be an
Is it
opposed roll.
the same like lore religion or lore mysticism, I mean?
Now you're trying to convince Echo, right?
Right, so it'd be more like a debate, right?
Yes, this is going to be more of a duel,
Dual,
probably.
right?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. And
You're
I'm going first.
Yep. You're
Uh,
the attacker. Oh, yeah.
Ludvika,
Mhm.
Nice.
I know I'm in my covenant with her. Use their skill or give them dice. Do you have the same thing with mine in our covenant,
No,
Ludvika?
I'm with Mr. Crystal.
Well,
Yeah.
so use their skill or give plus 2d. Is that I can give plus 2d?
Correct.
I would like to do that in this instance.
Okay. Throw two more dice, Ludwika. I won't make you reroll because I'm a nice guy.
Right.
Hey, there's a saga point too. All right. So right
Mm.
now, uh, first things first. I get two tension points. You get your tracker goes up by one because you got doubles,
Mhm.
and you're at 12 right now. Do you want to spend any saga points to keep?
No. Yes, because my next one would be a 5, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll keep one.
Okay, so you're at 17. I Well, I'm gonna roll first. Okay. You got it. Well, before Echo answers, as you give a balancing, isn't this what this means, and all this stuff, and the tension table has exploded. Okay.
Ooh.
As Echo turns to you, and he goes, "Well, I knew it's better than to try and talk about these Mytharian matters with someone who is in the fold so deeply as you are. All right, tension table. Here is my thing that is going to complicate Ludwika's life. Hey, you know that person that took over the Miltharian religion? That's your sister.
Oh, I was about to be like Prince Joyson. Okay.
Not a bad call. That is interesting. I appreciate that. We can debate that one. So my thing to make this more complicated is that Ludwika is actually sister is actually the new leader of the Milthar religion. All right, it is a twist, so twist away, everyone else. What kind of weird, crazy thing do we want to throw at Ludwika?
They are actually twins, and they are connected through the weave. And so when major religious things happen, surges and engagements and deep connections of the weave with their sister, now that will connect to Ludwika at unexpected times.
Amazing. Okay, twins, twinsies, love it.
Uh, the Milthar, the religion, and that is like the prevailing religion of all of Aureolus, or just this council member?
Just Echo.
Just Echo. Okay. Um, Echo was in the running to be like head of the religion, and lost to the sister, and particularly doesn't like her, and now is getting the feeling that maybe these two are related.
Okay, love it. Rachel.
Um. Hmm. I don't think I have anything to add as options, but
Okay.
I get to pick one, right? Or you get to pick because it's a
I will push you in a direction that I would like to go to, but it's ultimately your character. What's going to be fun for you,
right.
right?
Right. Yeah, I don't have any other suggestions for twist, but I mean I think all of them kind of make sense together, right?
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of flow. So I have a twin sister who is the leader of the Milthar religion, and Echo is figuring that out.
And you are bonded with your twin sister.
Yeah.
Okay. This hits you.
There, just to clarify, is there a new bond on my
Well, I was thinking about that, right? Um, I don't know what a twin bond does, but let's write it down. You want to give your sister a name and call it a twin bond?
her name is
I mean, I think what that
on
means just randomly you take damage, and every once in a while she takes damage too. That's kind of what
there.
that means, right?
Like those guys in GI Joe, the Cobras that were brothers, and they're twins, and their names were like backwards, but and they would, when they get hurt, the other guy gets hurt. Right?
I
Am I
mean,
thinking that? Anyway,
I only had the bazooka guy, like
I,
Bazooka
I,
Joe.
I would I was hoping it would work up to a rivalry, and then they would each always know where the other is, like a Harry Potter Voldemorty kind of thing. But that's pretty dark, and now that I think about it, pretty derivative. So it could go a lot of different directions. Yeah,
I love it. We're definitely going to move towards that direction. Because remember, this is going to make your life more complicated because of this, right? And
right.
I will show you in a little bit later scene. Okay, great. So you give an answer that Echo seems to buy, right? But then he
Mhm.
drops this huge piece of knowledge upon you. As everyone else in the room is just kind of like, oh, whoa, crazy. All right. So it's at this point, um, Lady Hartwell is like, okay, I must be getting back. I will take, um, what's his face? I'll take Tunnel back with me. Um, Voss, are you coming? Voss just says, just give me one moment with him. Very well, you know your own way. Lady
Thank you.
Hartwell in Tunnel take off. Um, so basically, we got bonuses to Sterling, the commerce person, because of Hartwell. Okay. Voss eyes you each in turn, and he goes like, "Well, now that the others are out of earshot, um, what they do not know is that I am a spy. I tell you that in all honesty to just keep the air open. I'm an information broker, you see. I, as you heard, yes, I was almost the Commerce Counselor, just by a single vote 3 years ago. However, what I have found since that time, it's much more, my other skills are a lot more useful. I have no wish to be on the council. However, what I can do is we can make a deal and I can help you out. I know you're here to get the refugees onto the planet, but it just depends what your price is for what I can deliver to you. I can get a promise that if the refugee vote succeeds, new Cinder refugees with merchant skills can work through my trading house. I can get you information about what the Covenant learns from your mission. Whatever you learn, you can pass on to me for I can sell to the highest bidder. And also, I would like a favor to be named later, and I can deliver you one vote. The only person I can't touch is Star Song.
It seems likely that you could uh, get the vote of Ceres, but not necessarily. You think you get somebody else's vote too, just not Starsong?
I think it's possible. Absolutely. The city that you dwell in right now is a city of greatness. It truly is. Of advancements in peace, in harmony, holistic ideas. But to get to these parts, lots of deals have to be made in order to keep everyone happy. And not everyone has done things according to the charters. This is still a Grand Alliance location, and we'd like to keep it that way. However, there are people from the Free City State that are trying to get their hooks into this to cause revolutions where there doesn't need to be. This is a fine city.
Are you a freelance spy, or is there a guild that you work for specifically?
Well, what fun would it be in telling you that?
I'd be much more likely to offer a favor to a freelancer than I would a guild.
Well, we all work for some guilds, don't we, Gareth Carr?
We do. In this room right now, I am that guild representative, but I will promise things through me personally.
Hmm. How about this? For the information that your covenant gains, give me. You can take the first two refusal rights of me selling it.
Okay.
And we'll keep an ongoing ledger, say, for 1 month.
1 month. I don't know. This sounds a lot more like 2 votes to me than just one. Don't you think?
There's only so much time during the night. I can only deliver one, I'm afraid.
Mm, I mean, I think maybe 2 votes is 6 weeks.
All right, let's do a bargain. Okay.
Yeah. That's not great, but okay.
All right, you started the bargaining, so you're the attacker, as it were.
Okay. Woo.
Hey, you got a saga point.
You're right.
Can I try to pitch in with the bond with Gareth there for a couple more dice?
Yes, absolutely.
And I can just roll 2d6 and just add
Yep.
whatever those are to it.
Yep.
Oh, that's better.
Better.
I'll spend 2 saga points to get it up to 12.
Yeah, nice.
Whew.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Crystal.
uh, okay. So yeah, you go back and forth bargaining and land on um he can't move, he can't do two. It's just not possible. It's not physically possible for him to get you 2 votes. He can get you one. Okay. And but what you've bargained for is you take your choice. Okay. Um you okay. 1 month of information in one small favor. Okay. You can go all the way down to no months, one big favor.
And is this for the whole covenant? For all 3 of us, we'd be on the hook for this?
No, just
Or
one
just me?
person. Yeah.
Uh, one big favor. Sounds good.
Okay. Put down Ilko Voss as a bond, a 10 honor bound. Meaning when he calls in his favor, if you don't do it, you take 10 points of damage.
Yep. That's gonna kill me unless I don't do it.
Yeah, yep. Those are big favors for you.
Yep, that's about right. That's great.
All right. Which guild member?
Say what?
What guild member you want him to go after, or what council member?
Oh,
I'm sorry.
council member.
Yeah, sorry. What council?
I I think that Ludwika can totally get Ceres to uh, bite on the skills with the scarf. So I think we can take care of that one. I don't know what Green or Gilroy do, but if there's one of those that he thinks he can handle, I say
Green
that.
is agriculture and Gilroy is manufacturing.
Yep. I will tell you,
Sure.
you're going to meet those next 3 people in the next scene.
Uh,
You think I
Alright.
can get Ceres or Sterling?
Ceres, she wants skills. What the skills that they could bring.
And I was thinking the commerce, the trade of having the thing.
Either
product.
way, either way. Uh,
We
but
thought we thought Captain Morrison might be able to help us with
Right.
Dura, right?
Dara, you know what, Voss, go for series, and then Hartwell's working on Sterling. At least we know that Voss has a pretty close shot at that one. So we'll worry about the other two. Is it a majority vote or is it an anonymous vote? Do we know
It's majority.
Unanimous?
what I say?
Sound like you said anonymous.
Oh, no, I did say anonymous. As soon as I say maybe it's that as well.
It
Majority
could
vote.
be. Yeah, it's
It
majority.
could be, yes.
We just need 4. Okay.
Yep.
Great. That's what I think. If you guys want to overrule it, but I think we take our chances. We might as well. We know that could work. We'll take our
Sure.
chances with the other two.
Do we know they're acting like some like we only need one more? So do we know who already is voting in favor?
No, not
You
really.
you don't.
Okay,
You
it
have
felt like
you
we were talking as if there was like only like a one vote margin. Like there are some people already on the side of the refugees, but maybe I'm just misunderstanding.
yeah. So green is the um I'll just tell you. Yeah, green is the one that's leaning yes. That's the ag
Okay.
person. Because they're just like, yeah, great. More people. We need more people.
Sure.
Like, yes, let's go. Manufacturing also
Okay.
needs more people, but they're currently voting now.
Yeah.
And green actually won't be able to make it, so we'll just go Cirrus, Dyra, and Gilroy. So who did you want to go after?
We'll have Bosco after Cirrus.
After Cirrus. Okay. All right. So then, okay. Boss shakes your hand. Honor bound. Big favor. Whenever he needs it. Perfect.
Okay, honey.
Early in the morning, you are called to, as you've gained influence in talking, your name is starting to spread throughout the city in the short amount of time that you've been here. You attract attention primarily from the opposition, Counselor Kyria Starsong, a proud Iliad who believes that accepting refugees would destroy their unique culture. You're invited to attend a well attended. This will be a formal dinner. That's how they've been supposed to go, but I'm kind of shortening it up to do just a lunch. So you've been invited to this lunch the next day, voting that night. The other people that are in attendance is, let's see now, it's going to be Dyra. We're going to go Sterling, Gilroy, and Starsong. Now, also, Lady Hartwell is going to be there. And Captain Morrison and Celeste, the 3 people that you met. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people there. And yeah, when you bring them up, we'll just try and talk to them as we go, okay? If you remember who's out there. It's a lot of people I know. As a lavish meal is brought out, Starsong presents evidence of previous refugee crises that have led to social unrest. You have in front of you, you're all sitting at a long table, sitting next to all these dignitaries, council members, and people of affluence of the city. The meal is, like I said, lavish and is going to take hours as you are given time to eat some of the finest cuisine that you've ever had the opportunity to eat. In almost an offhand ways, Starsong brings up these questions. And the way that she says them is just kind of, oh, out of the blue, but she's obviously asking you three directly. She was like, well, she presents evidence of previous refugee crises that have led to social unrest, economic collapse, or cultural extinction. Her arguments are logical, well researched, and delivered with cold precision. As she points out, well, what about, what was it? What was the planet you guys were just on? What's the Latin, the Frio or whatever? Well, when they started allowing those refugees to that planet, didn't they bring with them the plant that ended up devouring half the populations and giving over to a monarchy into a free city state? How can we make sure that that's not going to happen here? She pointedly looks at each of you. You realize the vote is happening later today, but now is when you change minds, as the rest of the table has gone quiet, listening for your answer. So remember, we've got Sterling, commerce, Dyra, security, Gilroy, manufacturing, Starsong, culture. And then you have the other three guests that you met when you first got there: Hartwell, Morrison, Celeste.
I
Oh, go ahead, Rachel.
Go ahead. I will point to examples of the opposite. Think about the time that um the Zooey refugees really helped on the planet, and I name an awesome planet, and how they brought their very unique culture and craftsmanship and their very unique spin on manufacturing and their contributions to agriculture without bringing plants. They're not bringing any plants. They're just trying to there are things that are going to cause trouble. They're going to bring their skills and they're going to bring their objects. And I pull out my beautiful scarf. And they're
Well,
going to bring the things that not only are a beautiful work of craftsmanship, but also a beautiful piece of their culture that will now contribute to your own culture, and add an extra level of vitality to and vibrancy to this culture.
is there anyone who you're directing that at directly? I mean, you
That's a
have to do it
really
directly
good
towards someone.
question. Do I have to direct it at somebody, or can it
Yes.
be like a generic? Dang it.
I mean, you can
Okay,
do
I
it
was
as a
hoping.
generic. It just won't really help you, though.
She dropped hints about like 5 different councilmen. It was very beautiful. I appreciated
Yeah.
it.
Yes, I noticed. I appreciated the effort. You know what? You know what I
Uh,
can do. I am fine doing it generic, but this is some rules I've been tinkering around in the back of my head about. These won't be in the rule book, but it's something maybe in the future I'll think about. All right, so the target number is 13. Okay.
okay,
For each person past the first one you want to try and convince, I add 3 to the target number.
I like that.
So, like,
Oh my calculus.
if you're trying to do Dyra, Gilroy, and Star Song, right? Your target number is 19.
I think Sterling's there, right?
Hmm. Who you think you've already turned with
Oh,
the
right.
help of Lady
Right, right,
Hartwell.
right. I forgot about that. In which case I'm gonna say I really don't think I'm churning Star Song, but I'm gonna say yes, I was targeting her. So
Yeah, you
Gilroy
think
and Star Song.
you think it might be better to target someone else. I will tell you that. The
I
target
know.
number will
Like I
go up if
get
you.
that. Like I'm answering Star Song's question,
Yeah.
but trying to make sure to address all these other areas.
And, and
Um,
and to tell
the
you the truth,
series is
you don't have Sterling, right? You don't have Sterling's vote, but Hartwell is helping right? So
Right.
if you target Sterling as well, so you go to a 19, I'll actually lower it down to 17.
Who did we send Voss after?
Cirrus, who's not here.
Oh, I totally thought it was Sterling. So never mind. Yes, I would like Sterling for sure.
Okay,
Um,
just Sterling.
that's what I'm trying to decide. I don't think anything I said has to do with agriculture, except that we're not bringing plants. Does it really have to do with manufacturing? Sure, Gilroy. I'm also talking about like all the trade or like the objects and the
Okay.
yes,
All
scarves.
right. Okay, it sounds like
Everybody.
just Gilroy is what it sounds like. Yeah,
Not Sterling? I think Sterling too.
you want to try
The
and do
trade,
Sterling
like
too?
having that we
Okay,
are
16.
we'll just go with Gilroy. Gilroy, you're right. Gilroy. Gilroy, Gilroy.
All right,
Gilroy, Gilroy.
13.
Yes. A
As
13. Uh,
Star Song's just watching this, like, what in the actual F is going on
and
here?
minds, is it a debate? Is it a dual wits?
Okay,
Or am
so
I
I think the
like
way that you brought
lore?
it up, I think the way you brought it up might be a wit's lore.
Okay. What I was hoping for was a lore. Oh, wits? Yep. I love it. Even better.
Because to me, the
Okay.
first thing you brought up was like, oh, I bring up this other historical stuff, and I'm like,
Yes.
yeah, all right.
And that was what I was imagining as well. But okay. 13.
Well, 2 saga points.
13 you say. And you've always let us use saga points immediately if we want to.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Which I mean maybe that's something that we need to revisit as well, but
I don't think so. I'm gonna keep it
um
easy. Easier the better.
9. I need 2 saga points to make it. And I had 2 to yeah. So yes, I will spend 2.
Okay, perfect. And you got doubles in there too, so bump up your
Noted.
personal track.
Yep.
Okay.
Now here's a question as far as the untold tracker thing.
Yes.
Um you decided like we hit 6 and we got to tell our story.
Yeah.
Is there a we can tell it earlier if we want to? I'm not saying I want to. I just
Yeah.
know we had discussed that last time. We
Yeah.
can tell it sooner, but we have to tell it at 6.
Yep.
Got
So
it. Okay.
yes, you can tell it earlier if you want to, but you definitely have to get to it by 6.
Got it. Okay. I made it 13.
Okay, so you targeted Gilroy. All right.
Roy.
Gilroy looks upon like, the old beard stroke or whatever, as Star Song just tries to play it off as like, well, Mr. Crystal, your people are famously xenophobic and live in covenants. Surely you can't believe this talk of refugees.
Uh, Star Song, I held my tongue before when you said that the planet demanded sacrifices. But because be honest, that's what you were saying. And as a fellow, Star Song's an Iliad, right?
Yep.
Yeah. As a fellow Iliad, I am uncomfortable that you've fallen so far from the rest of your species and understanding the true nature of the weave and of harmony. I'm going to try to. Oh boy, which one would that be?
What are you just trying to socially slap her in the face?
I think I might be going for maybe is that a social jab? It's not an intimidate. It's not an intimidate. I think it almost feels like it's a mysticism duel, but not as like a mind bullet. Like I'm not trying to harm her,
Right.
but yeah, like a duel with mysticism in our beliefs. It doesn't feel like religion quite either, right? It's
Yeah.
not so
Not a
academic.
religion, a belief. Yeah. Beliefs are cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm into it. I want
Yeah,
people
let's
to talk
mysticism
this way.
duel. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Great. All right. You messed with the wrong Iliad. No, you're probably fine. Go for it. You're the attacker.
All right, I'm gonna invoke my lucky bracelet
Yep.
because it's +1 on dual checks.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Two more Sahaka points and move your tracker up. You know, all these people. Oh, you destroy
Wow.
her will. You. The table has gone silent as she just kind of is flustered. Uh, but her her compatriot, her ally Dyra, speaks up and goes like, well, directly speaking at Gareth Carr, going like, "Well, surely you don't believe this. I mean, how can you're what? You're a wanderer, right? You've seen the world. At no point have refugees brought together safety. How are we supposed to check on? There's not enough time to make sure it is safe for them to come here."
I'm reminded of a tale. Perhaps you've heard it, and I'm gonna bullshit something.
Okay.
Um, um,
Wait, are you gonna try and think of a real story, or are you just like, this is a made up story? Hopefully they don't find out.
I want to use my ability for just giving a great speech
Okay,
and hope that it turns people more than worrying about the content that I used.
sure.
Does that make
You're
sense?
you're going for charm, and so you're
Yeah.
going for charm if you're using facts, skullduggery if you're just trying to like. Well, what about the charter of 1215? Like,
I'm probably not going to skullduggery this one.
okay,
I think I can just. It's not going to help really. I don't think.
okay, all right. See if you can beat a 13 on here.
Okay.
And anytime you guys want to start giving me some tension points back, that would be great.
Oh shit.
Have a saga point. And did
Uh,
your tracker go?
yeah, just did. I'm a 6.
Okay. Fantastic. All right. So before I give you the answer, let me roll some dice. Now you just needed to get a 13. So do you have a saga point to spend to
Yeah.
okay, perfect. You charm the answer back to Dyra, who's like, huh, well, you don't say. I like that. Okay. Um, So we're going to change that one to a yes. Okay, let's take a look at what's going to happen. All right, your untold story popped. So let's take a look on his sheet, everyone. Where are we at? Okay, so I kind of put in the D'Artagnan driven to prove yourself as worthy, as your question is, why was I built? Okay, or slash created. You're trying to answer the question at the very end. Um, Basically to make sure myself and other AI are not used for evil at all costs. I think possibly a better question is, am I evil or am I not? So, in this untold story, what is happening in this scene right now that is going to move towards answering that question of why was I built created? Am I evil? What insight are we hitting here? Now, other people, do you have any ideas of how we can make this isn't this isn't bad. We're not making things bad. We're making them complicated. Okay? It's like guards aren't going to burst in the room and take him away. This is about his untold story about what is this complication. And I think something that is going to make Gareth Carr doubt about good and evil, right? In the creation of said. So what do we know already? Um, Uh, I think you're an assassin bot, just like Plover. You were built to kill people. You were built to assassinate religious people You're a holy assassin.
Oh, great. Certainly makes things complicated. Holy assassin. All right.
Anyone else?
You have recollections in your collective AI memory banks, but you don't have all of it, right? You're missing big pieces, if I remember correctly. You remember that a common tool the AI used back in the sort of rough old days is that the AI would how to say like penetrate, sneak into
Infiltrate.
infiltrate. Thank you. Would infiltrate immigrant communities because they were vulnerable and accessible. What they did with them, you don't remember, but you do remember the AI would use these communities somehow.
Thank you for linking that to the table. That was fantastic to the adventure. I mean, Rachel, do you have a twist?
I think you were built I don't know that I have any excellent twists at the moment. I feel like you guys got some good ones. My brain does not think in twists tonight. Everything I would
That's
add, I'm like, wait a minute, that's not a complication. That's a helpful thing. So I literally keep thinking of things and
yeah.
I go, "Nope, that's not a twist." And then
Keep
I'm
going
like,
back to, and it
nope,
makes you
that's not
invulnerable.
either. My brain says help us tonight and not do twists.
Okay. Well, what do you think, Eric? Do you have some stuff you can work with? Because you can put your spin on this as well.
Yeah. Um, I like that sort of sleeper agent kind of uh, complication where like something at one point is just going to click and I'm going to do something and not realize that I'm doing it. It's like sort of heading down that path. Um, I like the infiltrating uh, communities and maybe not always immigrant, but some sort of downtrodden minorities of certain conflicts, that kind of thing. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Which
Um,
honestly, in this world, is like one of the worst things you can do because you're all kind of refugees and immigrants from leftover from the company wars, right?
sure,
So to then infiltrate, like this is
and
just,
exploit them, is
yeah,
really to
like
somebody else's gain.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I think maybe you can tie in the religious part too, is like most of the leaders of those groups were religious in nature. And so,
probably the easiest way to get into it is through you know some sort of religion too. Sure.
okay, perfect. Ian, so that triggered your untold story. Ludwika, I need you to make a mysticism peril 15 check right now.
Hey,
Good luck.
thanks.
Yep,
What number did you just say? 14?
15.
15.
Oh,
Yep, can't do it.
well, but so you got a saga point, right? And
Did,
you,
yes.
oh, okay, this is a peril, so you don't, rolling doubles on perils doesn't count. It's only in conflicts, right? Conflicts is the only time that we take dice. So actually, you don't get a saga point either. Sorry. You erased that out. Sorry. Um, but you're at 10 versus my 15. This is to do damage. So if you have saga points to keep more dice, you'll just take less damage. Oh, Aaron,
Then
were you?
yes, I would like to spend one
Uh,
more saga.
can I give Ludwika the legacy or the bond so it gets two more dice?
Yes. So let's take a look at Aaron's character. So Mr. Crystal, because of the type of character he is, Mr. Crystal is the Tower Legacy. So most of the time, other people, if they have a bond with other Covenant members, they can just give two dice, but only for skill conflicts, right? Because Mr. Crystal is a Tower Legacy, protector type person, he can give two dice towards resistance rolls as well, or peril rolls. So, yes, yeah, you can roll two more dice if you like.
Okay. Well, that was not that helpful. But I
Well,
will
if you have
still
two
spend
saga
one.
points, you erase it all if you want.
If I sorry, you're saying if I have 2 saga points, because I don't get saga points for this roll.
Correct, you do not.
Okay.
So
But,
right now you're
I'm
taking 5 points of
1.
damage.
You're saying if I take I see. Then yes, I will spend both of my saga points that I
Oh,
currently have.
okay.
Wait, do I need to do that? 5 I'm taking 5. No, I'm only gonna spend 1 saga point. So I'm gonna
Okay.
take 2 damage. What
All
I
right,
tell you?
take 2 damage. Yep, correct.
Do some math. I don't know why I just did balloons over me. For some reason, this equals balloons. I'm holding this for a minute, turn into balloons. I don't know why.
It's amazing,
Not for Eric, apparently. Apparently for me, if I hold out 2 fingers, it's gonna do balloons.
Whoa, whoa, that's amazing. Okay, so Ludwika is using the essence as
Yeah, it's a
balloons,
balloon.
as air bubbles gurgle in her centillion body and start to burst, popping like balloons coming from her amorphous type body as she takes 2 points of vitality damage as you hear a scream from across the cosmos, taking damage from your twin sister.
Oh.
Gareth Carr, you know without a doubt that Ludwika would be on your list of targets. I need you to make a peril wits, but only 11.
Got it.
Okay. You hear a voice that you have not heard from in a bit, a program running in your subconscious, reminding you that he hasn't gone anywhere. And he will, you will do what you are built to do again one day. Okay. So a lot happened there. End of the day, Daira is listening to all this and like, oh, the table, like, as everyone's like, okay, all right, dinner's over. That person just exploded with weird balloon things that popped everywhere. Gross. We're calling it. Let's get out of here. You guys have two unity points. Is anyone close to us? Untold Story? Two. Okay. You're just one away, Ludwika. Um, do you? You're one away.
Oh,
Yeah. You're just muted. That's all. Okay. It's probably excitement from the balloons, is what I would guess. Okay, so so what I'm gonna do is everyone gets ushered out. They're like, all right, show's over. You have withstood the volleys from Star Song, and more has been revealed about your own personal lives and your place in the universe as you leave to go back for the vote in the afternoon. Okay, it is 8:45. We've done like one and a half scenes. That first scene wasn't I didn't do that very well, and I apologize to Will. That was not as written. It is a lot more of an elegant way where you talk to Echo in a garden and you see two former refugees talking to each other that have been welcomed into the community. And it's interesting. They have like about the daughter wanting to get into a very prestigious music school. And like, well, she's one of the finest students that has ever shown promise. But the problem is she's not a native born person to this planet. So the waiting list is a little bit longer. So she's not going to be able to join until next year. The problem is next year, unless she is in this music school, she will probably have to leave planet to go someplace else. So she'll never get that education that she wants. In like, what are your arguments? Should she get pushed to the top of the list? Why is there a native born list in the first place? Is there really a difference there or not? And it's a lot more of an elegant argument than what I had in there. They do apologize, as I was also trying to cram in the merchant spy guy, who is from one of our super backers, um, who I think is a really interesting option in this adventure. I think that's really cool. That can deliver you one of the people, but you got to deal with this. So if we want to keep going, what we do, we just go into the final climax of the scene. Okay. I don't know if you guys have enough saga points. Hey, saga points. Still
Fine. It's fine.
okay.
I'm good.
I don't know if you guys have enough saga points to do it, but let's check it out. You don't have enough Unity points, but just for sake of playtesting the final climax, right? Let's just take a look at it, and then we'll talk about what's going to happen next. Okay. You do have some bonuses because you have swayed quite a few people. Okay.
But you said we do have 2 Unity points? I'm sorry, apparently we could to do this again.
Yes.
No
2
believe
Unity
this time, though.
points. You need
Oh, my
3.
there we go.
Thank goodness. Um, so here's how it works. So the formal Aurolus ruling council session takes place at the resplendent Chamber of Voices, where each council member sits at a podium carved from different precious stones and inlaid with gold. Two counselors who have been away on a visit of orbital stations of Pyros have now returned. Counselor Green and the Wizard Eternal White Counselor Gilroy for manufacturing is a pragmatic humanish. A hologram of Director Kestrel presents the formal request, but the real persuasions has to come from the Covenant. So, opening statement. Kestrel presents the refugee situation. The Pyros planet is destabilizing. It's falling apart, and they need a place to go. This is the nearest, safest place to get to. We can send them to a different place, but it's doubtful that they'll survive the transit because we don't have enough for everyone. Okay. First of all, we don't have enough for everyone. And second of all, it's a very dangerous without the correct ship. Okay. Then the council makes questions. Each member raises their primary concerns, which you've all heard of to this point. The only person that you haven't really heard from yet talk is from Counselor Green, who's the ag person, who he's for the for them to come. And let's see now, Star Song, you're just never gonna convince, right? That was just not gonna happen. And I don't think Echo has gotten a real good answer yet, satisfactory. However, you have votes. You have turned Dyra because of the spy. You've got Green. You've got Gilroy for manufacturing. Okay. You have bonuses on. So the no's that are remaining is Star Song. It is Sterling. And Wait, is that it? Just the two? Sterling. Cirrus was bought off. Gyro was turned
And
to
Echo's
yes.
in the middle.
Oh, and Echo. Right. Sorry. Thank you. Echo are the three that will vote no. Now, and those are for sure no's. This is the climax. The other ones can still change their votes, but what we're doing here is that we're setting your target number for what you have to hit. And honestly, you guys did a great job. So you only need to hit 45. If that 45, though, that number is if you hadn't talked to the people at the beginning to get their ideas and how they feel about it. So I think all three of those, the captain, um,
Hartwell.
Hartwell, yeah, Hartwell, the captain,
Celeste.
in Celeste, those three bring that number down to 30 is your target number for an all for one. Now the problem is you only have two unity points, but let's pretend because we did rush through a lot of stuff. Surely someone would have done something. I would have gotten. You guys did not roll
Do we
sixes.
have enough to just trade 5 saga points for 1 unity point right now?
Ooh, do you guys have enough saga points? I
Between
don't
all of
know.
us?
I have
I don't know.
two.
I have 1. Eric does not get balloons. I'm the only one who gets balloons.
I mean, I have 3, but we might need those. Yeah. Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Whatever it
I
takes.
was just throwing it
Whatever
out
it takes.
there.
You know what? That gives you a shot. So you'd have one saga point amongst you all to still make this possible. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's go for
Love
it.
it.
Let's
Go for
see
it.
how
Yeah.
the system works. Okay. So,
Okay.
viewers from at home, I threw in there, you can change in 5 saga points into a unity point in case something like this comes up. And it did, and we get to play test it. So you have enough unity points to do an all for one. You are trying to get to 30. Tell me what you're doing during this discourse to convince the council to allow the refugees onto the planet.
I got to give a rousing speech, the speech of my lifetime, and on the floor of this, in front of the galaxy watching, and uh,
And as he does that, I am like writing little notes about like culture related things that are like I know this about their culture or their religion, and I am like sending little notes of lore to him to add
Okay.
into his speech.
And I'm going to feed in the religious aspect of it. Yep. I'm going to try to talk about contribute through pieces about harmony and the importance of light, sacredness of life, and how their old planet is not seeking their deaths, but motivating them to find new connections with this whole community.
Okay. Love it. Before you roll your respective conflicts, I'm going to point out two things. Okay. One, Gareth Carr can just get a unity point if he used one of his bonds. So there's that. That's one thing that could happen. Um, the second thing that can happen, I never gave you guys story prompts this adventure. So you'd have at least each of you would have at least one more saga point,
Okay.
right? So that's two things. I'm not trying to make this easy. These are just the rules. Uh,
I think it would have been really easy for Plubber to show up, or for have something to do with Plubber to deal with my revelation of being evil.
yeah,
And Plubber was the voice, and or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it would be
yeah.
super easy to have done. I didn't think about it.
And I think 100% that you walk out of that dinner and like you're like, I gotta clear my head or whatever, and like, or there's a message to go outside that you think, oh, maybe it's Lady Hartwell. I'm like, nope, it's Plubber, and he's
Yeah,
not there to kill you. He's there to recruit you. Let's go back home, brother.
right.
And then we gotta do a roll or a fight of some sort or some sort of conflict, right? So let's see if you would have lived through it. Would you do a debate with him or would you just draw down on him?
Oh,
He is coming no weapons, right?
uh, I would try to debate him then to convince him why I don't need to go and why he's wrong in this moment, even though I think he's probably right, or at least knows more than I do about this situation.
Okay. He's
Um,
the aggressor, so he would try and do it. Hey, I did yeah, spend my one thing. 13.
and like a dual wits,
Yep.
right? Uh,
So here's how it works on these type of things is that you can spend saga points if you want to, or you can just take the what I got, 13, take the 3 points of damage. Because
uh,
you can ignore the damage by going like, "Yep, I'll go with you. You're right.
sure.
I'm an evil assassin AI robot, and I'll just go with you." Or you can use your willpower to fight against that and just take 3 points of damage.
Or I could spend one saga point
Yeah.
and beat him.
Yep.
I think I'd probably do that.
Okay. All right. Then Plubber will sneak back in the shadows, like, "Don't forget who you are, brother. This was my one more warning. Next time I come for you, you won't see me." As he slips off back into the darkness.
Great.
All right, so get your saga points back that you used to buy a saga point. So awesome. Now let's roll those conflicts with all the saga points in the world. Now you only have to be to 30, so it should be pretty easy at this point.
I was aiming for lore wits to know something lore wise.
Okay. I mean that's an 11 right there.
Yeah.
Hey, there's another 11 and another 11. You didn't even need. Who needs saga points? Not you
Barry
guys.
can get balloons. Yes, balloons.
That is
Let's see if this time it
amazing.
doesn't get balloons. Where are my balloons?
Where's where's my balloons at? Um,
Uh-oh.
beautiful. Um, wow, beautiful. Yeah,
Oh,
epilogue. So Aurorus accepts the refugees. However, of course, some citizens resent the decision, creating further complications. However, the Covenant gains diplomatic credentials. Okay. So put those under your gear. It is a,
covenant credentials, you said?
yep, government credentials. That is a one time +2 command dice conflict. I just made that up. That sounds cool though. This is kind of your status thing. What was in here is a +1 honor permanently, but we don't really have honor anymore. Would it feel rewarding to get like a +1 vitality? Because I mean, or is that too much?
It's pretty big.
Yeah. I think let's just go with the diplomatic credentials for now. I mean, but if you fail, you get a scar, you get the pariah status, which is pretty terrible. So maybe you get something more. So I'll have to think about that. But there you go. Good job. You've solved it. You guys keep your voucher for being part of the Grand Alliance. Well done. Woo! And
Hey,
Imagine how less clunky that would be if that was if we had if I had really gotten the time to take a look at the adventure and run it the way that Will wrote it. Pretty legit. Pretty legit. I like it. I think maybe one less talky scene in there, but the rest of it seemed good. I like the beginning and I like the dinner part. Um, just got to figure out like Echo's kind of on its own. So maybe, I don't know. We'll figure out. Maybe let's leave it as is too. We're playtesting this, guys. What did you guys think? How did the new rules? How did the adventure go?
I think the uh, Untold Stories landed properly. I think that getting the doubles seemed to like be a pretty good
I liked that a lot.
pacing.
Mhm.
I mean, I was one away, which I guess maybe in that last roll I technically got it. I don't know. I don't even remember what I rolled. I know I got an 11. I did. I got doubles in that last one, so technically my untold
Yeah.
story could have. But I liked seeing it advancing. I liked seeing like, oh, I'm at a 5. That means like I gotta get ready to incorporate my story. Like here it comes. Even though
Yep.
I didn't actually do it. I liked
Yep.
that a lot.
And this adventure got shortened up a little bit, so I think everyone would have probably hit their untold story if we had done the full third scene. You know, I think maybe not, but it also gives the
Ripples and
possibility of it not triggering. Like it's possible that it might not. So that kind of staggers it out a little bit. Yeah, I think the untold stories killed it. I think it was really good this session. That um, but sorry, that's me talking, not you guys. You guys played in it. I know it kind of ended clunky, but that's all on me. Do not blame anyone else. That's me. Was there anything that you'd like to see more of in the? Let's just focus on the adventure for now. What would you like to see more of in the adventure?
I think it probably could have used a fight somewhere, like at least like the threat of that. Or at least not even like we're in a fight, but like a threat of you know someone's gonna sabotage the refugee ships, even if we do send them, or someone's gonna assassinate one of the council members, or like just a little bit more for the stakes. Just like in those rooms, I think would be better. So it just doesn't feel like just a debate,
Sure.
just a speech,
Mhm.
and
Oh, I
what
just had an idea. I don't want to interrupt you while you're having an.
I couldn't tell. You had an idea. You're, you barely telegraphed that at all.
You should see me in public. It's a mess.
I bet. Uh, but yeah, something else in there is probably would probably be good, and I think a beneficial, um, just for characters that might lean a little bit towards more of like an active thing to do, a physical thing to do. You know, having giving them something else, one more thing might not be horrible. And it's like even as an option, you know what I mean? That you could play with some groups who are like, well, I don't need to worry about adding that at all. But options where you could add some more of those little conflicts wouldn't hurt.
It would. I was expecting there to be a duel of some sort, not necessarily physical, but at least with social jabs, and a dinner party is a great opportunity for that, right? I mean, that in some ways, there's a lot more on the line if there's council members engaging in social jabs over the dinner table, or one of us gets pulled in or challenged to a social duel, and everyone sets their forks down and turns to look at it. Right, to watch. I mean, that I was actually expecting a duel there, um, a non-physical duel.
Yep, I 100% agree. I think that's a great idea. I just didn't have the mental capacity just to throw it in at the last second. And so, but I think that's a really good idea because if you have, like, let's say you've got the security guy, the manufacturing person in Star Song who's there, like they're on one side, you guys are on another side, and then we do the skirmish battle rules like we've learned how to do, right? So, like, what do you
Uh,
do during the physical part? The physical, remember, it's also mysticism part. Like, what are you doing in the background? Like, that's super interesting, right? You're doing like the panache and like wits and all that stuff up front. But then after you do that, like, yeah, I'm gonna try and sneak poison into that dude's drink or something. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think that's yeah, tremendous, great, yeah, great observation. I'm in. Was there anything else that you'd like to see more of, Rachel?
No, I think I just agree. I think it would have been interesting to have some type of conflict, some type of encounter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I will put that in. I
Uh,
think the dinner scene, I think, would be really good as that, right? To set it up as more of a combat sort of situation, but social combat, right? I think that's really cool. I think the first scene, I think was really good about talking to people, get the lay of the land. The second scene is
mm,
supposed to be just like having a one-on-one with Echo about what you guys thought about it. And then the merchant gets introduced in there, the spy, and then you do like this dinner thing that's a fight, and then you do the end, which at that point you might have convinced everyone or knocked people out, you know. So
mhm,
my idea was, there's no reason that the merchant, so the person Sterling, who is a weak no but can be easily be convinced to a yes in that first scene, but the merchant is trying to poison him or assassinate him, and if he
Mm.
gets in, he's going to vote no, right? And so like that can take place, and that can be another thing in the background that you're like, wait a minute, this guy's not a good person. But he's a super backer. I don't know if I want to throw that type of thing in there. It doesn't have to be in there. I think that's other stuff. Okay, so we talked about what we want to see more of in the adventure. And I think it's an awesome start. I don't think there needs to be much changes at all. Just those couple updates. Some rewards get worked out a little bit better, and yeah, that's going to be a great companion to the just flat out bar brawl. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Okay, um, things mechanically that worked really well. Even though we didn't hit on them, I want to give a shout out to new ways to get the Unity points in the bonds in spending the Saga points. Super cool. I love that. Let's say you can't get to all the untold stories. Let's say you can't get to the tension tables just not exploding for you. Not a problem. There's other ways to do it. I think I'm really happy. And it's not easy either. I really like those things. As far as other things that we play tested tonight was we didn't do that one. Campaign tracker on triples. We only did it once. Untold stories as doubles. We did like that. Oh, and then we just talked.
In
Yes.
in my last roll where I said I got a double, technically it was a triple. So right in that last all for one roll, there was a triple. Throwing it out there.
Sure. I don't think for all for ones, I don't think I want to do them, right? I want to
Fair
leave it
enough.
just to,
Just throwing it
yeah,
out there that
keep
I
those
had
easy.
3 in that roll.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, because I figure you're going to use some of your best stuff, and yeah, you're going to get more doubles and triples during that, right? Um, your last chance. I'm going to spend the next week and a half, 2 weeks just typing this up and getting it out the door. Last chance. What do you want to see more of in Honorbound? What needs to be more focused, or
Mm.
what works or doesn't work? I am going to say, of course, I'm working on a follow-up book, more like free rules that you can get about like ships, about getting a patron that you like you live with people and all this stuff that will eventually be brought into another book or rolled into this one. That being said, what do you want to see? What's been cool for you? What didn't work for you? I know it's hard to say because you guys have been awesome and gone through so many different iterations of rules.
I like the mechanics right now.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
really do.
think they're in a really good place. Um,
Yeah, I agree.
Trying to think. Is there anything that you? Here's the ones that I got rid of that we play tested. that you'd want to see more playtesting or maybe brought back? The high stakes versus low stakes. No, that didn't really work. Uh, Using your guild to get unity points. Um, the It didn't really work. Oh, taking away the legacy ability that I felt didn't work. And yeah, actually, I think all the ones I took out that we play tested just no. So I guess that was a bad question to ask. That's my fault. What is the most fun that you'd want to keep more focus on? How about that? Pretend you're going to do a 10 seconds. This is why Honorbound rules and you should buy it. Just what are in simple, easy language, why would you play this game over a different game? Like, hey, let's get together, we can play this or this. And like, I want to play Honorbound because of this.
I think that it is uh, a collaborative narrative that also has really good rules too. So if you aren't really good at people just making it up as they go along, um, there is structure to it to help build that world, that makes it easier, and that things like uh, untold stories and tension, for the people that like challenges in role playing and challenging in their games. That's the fun way to introduce it. Um, and like when we all get to contribute to the untold story, it's like that's still my favorite part. And that's where I think we learn a lot about each other's characters, and it really builds from that. Um, and we all get to like add to that story. I think that's awesome.
Rachel, do you want to go or shall I?
Go for it if you're ready.
All right. Uh, it centers relationships with each other and other people in the world. Whether it's rivals or followers or romantic interests or just the friends of your covenant, it puts that at the center, and that's a key gameplay mechanic. And at the same time, you're also not just setting scenes with each other, but you're telling your individual untold stories, so everyone gets a chance to shine. And that doesn't happen in many systems, where you both get to center the relationships with each other and tell stories in a really collaborative way. I think that's just really it's. I don't know that it's unique, but it's certainly rare and not this well done other places. So I really enjoy that aspect of it.
Awesome.
And I think Honorbound is great because of the way it gets to promote creativity in unique ways. I think, as far as like that collaborative storytelling, I think from being alien species that we get to like add pieces to the canon rather than having these preconceived ancestries that we are kind of building around, we get to fully create our own ancestry within a few very vague parameters, um, to being able to be creative with our untold stories. There's just a lot of opportunity for just really having a lot of freedom in how you tell this story together, and how you work together to bring about a narrative that is fun and creative and enjoyable.
Phenomenal. And the just so you guys know, you guys did hit a campaign tracker on there. And if we were doing this right now, your event horizon would be on the third one. And this is where I would do this during a PC scene. So we'd be doing an adventure. I'm like, okay, you guys get a scene. And while you're doing the scene, um, whoever whoever turn it was, and we would end up going around there. is that each of you would have one bond that would have gotten affected by the disaster. So in your guys' case, the story that we're telling is of Dugan Red coming to this system and destroying stuff. So you'd have to narrate a story or a brief little vignette of how you no longer have that bond. And that's just how the campaign would go. And then the next time you guys got a campaign, you we would do a way that you'd figure out how to figure it out, which we'll get to play with, I think. So it adds a lot more gravity. Your bonds do get affected by the campaign stuff. I think I've said that I'm not really going to touch the bonds during missions, right? But during campaigns, bonds are open to it. Or if that's the whole point of the mission, right? Where it's like to save the bond, there's a possibility to do it. So I think that's really fun and awful at the same time. I got to play uh this is probably I'll probably cut this out. I got to play Bluebeard's Bride today, this morning,
That
and
is
not kidding, possibly the best story game that I have played. I think period. Um it is uh like the whole time I was playing this, I was like, well, maybe I got a lot of stuff going on. I know I got to learn how to run um what are we playing? Brindlewood for
I
the Halloween, right? And I'm like, "Oh, we could do Bluebeard's Bride in one session." And oh my god, it's
love it.
awful and creepy all at the same time. And it turned into something I was not expecting it to turn into. Oh, it was so good. I like it turned into a weird It Girl revenge game. That that is not how the game's supposed to be played, but for some reason that's how ours got turned into. And talking to the game master, she was like, "Yeah, like revenge does come into as part of the things, but no group has had as strong of themes as the group that I played with about control, because it's definitely a lot about that. Because you're a wife. That's like you go room to room, and I didn't know anything about the game. I tried not to look it up. I knew a little bit, but yeah, you like go room to room, and it's bad. And before you go to the next room, like you're either going to die or you're going to escape. Just that one room to go to another room that you have to do the same thing in. It's oh my god, so good. And you only do like 3 rooms, and then you do the finale, and the finale is really good. So don't know why I threw that out there, only because it was also awful and so good.
Good
Ah,
with storytelling.
yeah.
I should have also thrown in my I love the creativity of this game. That we get to add pieces to the scenes. That's another way you get to be creative in Honorbound. In case you want to try to mix that together in a
You know,
promo.
it is the weakest part of my adventure writing is making sure to get those story prompts in there because those story prompts are fun and they're cool and they build the world, you know? I just got to be
Oh, this is
better.
where storytelling, being a good story game. That's where Honorbound also shines for.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, so we're not going to get together till the 19th, is what we're shooting for.
Melissa, she's in
Okay.
for character creation on the 19th and gameplay starting the 26th. However, if we're talking a Brindlewood night, that's also in there.
Oh, no.
Not on
Right.
Brindlewood, that's okay.
Well, shoot. Does she want to play Brindlewood Bay?
I can ask her. That feels like a game that would be would it be up for Allie? I think the, like, cozy crafting part of it, yes. The Cthulhu part, maybe?
Well, honestly, there's no Cthulhu part in it because we're just doing this as a one shot.
Sure, it's like
If
the
we're doing
Halloween,
this,
so
yeah, if we're doing this as
yeah,
a campaign, 100% Cthulhu stuff.
right.
As a one shot, No, it's just a murder mystery.
We'll check with her, but
Okay.
yes. Because if we did that on the 19th and then dug into Goblin Market on the 26th, that would
Well,
also
it'd
be
probably be
very
a two-parter. We'd have to do.
right, because you're busy. Like you have stuff leading up to the 16th or whatever. But
So we'd have to do the
19th,
19th and the 26th probably for Brindlewood, and then do Goblin Market after that.
Yeah.
Let me write that down so I have it. Is that cool for people? Okay.
I mean, it all depends on like the World Series at that point.
Yes,
So let's hope
clearly.
that's a problem for me, I guess.
Hey, look at me, not worrying about it.
Really? No.
I mean, what
Uh,
you win one World Series, and now look at you. Come on.
that was 9 years ago. That was a long time. I barely remember.
And honestly, if it's just a one shot at Brindlewood Bay, that could also be like another night in theory. I mean, I don't know if that's true for other people, but just throwing out, it wouldn't have to be like our usual Sunday. If we needed Sunday to be Goblin Market and we pick another random day to do Brindlewood, depending on other people's schedules. Just throwing it
Oh,
out there.
sure. Well, I'm pretty sure the Halloween one. I think you need 2 sessions to do it. I
Okay.
think. Let me relook at it. If it's not, then awesome. But if it is, we'll figure it out. Right now, I'm putting the 19th and 26th for Brindlewood, and then that leaves November for Goblin Market. November 2nd. Okay. Okay. Yeah, right on. Yeah,
Nice.
I cannot thank you guys enough. One, it's been fun. Uh, two, I can tell that I've been GMing too much because it's getting harder and harder to keep the flair up. So it'll be nice to take a week or two off, um, and do stuff that's already written, not come up with my own adventure. That'd be cool. Um, which is funny to say because this Wednesday I find out whether I win an award or not for writing an adventure, but we'll find out.
Cool.
Yeah,
Let us know.
yeah, I will. We could, honestly, if I do win it, I'll probably have you guys play it as part of my sales pitch.
Okay.
I'm in.
It is. Do you ever have those ideas that are like big swings and you go for it? That's what I did. Um, are you guys doing anything fun gaming wise besides this? Sorry, I'm just kind of babbling now. If you guys want to get rolling, that's totally cool. I have I had an episode 20 minutes ago, so I am checked out. I am so sorry.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a Wednesday night D&D group that is it's the first time I've ever we play online entirely, and it's a group that played for years before I joined them, and they are the whoever loots it gets it variety, which is it's like, oh, this is why pre-made adventures used to be hard for people because like the guy who has the monk belt isn't a monk and the guy who has the longsword isn't a specialist in the longsword, and it's absolute chaos. It is just it's like it's a fantastic clown car adventure. Yeah.
Can't believe you were still playing with those guys.
Yeah, no, they're awesome. Yeah, it is absolute chaos in a way that I am not that's not my usual style. So yeah, it's fun
What
variety.
are you guys doing? You guys are doing pre-mades, right? Any module? What module are you doing right now?
No, there's a number of guys I know, and one of their friends, and his son is in college, and he DMs for money on the side, and because it's
Nice.
him and his dad and a bunch of friends, he just is rerunning us through an adventure he made for others in the past, so his prep time is down. So yeah, it's again not my usual hustle with way of style of playing, but it's good. It's good to mix it up a lot. Yeah, yeah that's what I've got going with gaming these days. Yeah,
That's pretty
I don't know what.
awesome.
Yeah, definitely out of my original comfort zone for sure.
Uh,
Awesome.
Yeah, Rachel and Eric, what do you guys got going on?
We have our weekly uh the same like D&D world that has been in existence for like 25 years. I'm currently the DM running Tomb of Annihilation, the module.
Oh, damn.
Uh, it's a lot. They're in like the finale, like they're in like the final dungeon, like because like
Okay.
Tomb of Annihilation has like the whole world, like the rainforest to even find the final dungeon, and they're in the final dungeon. It's been an adventure because, like I said, we have this like I'll call it the Morovia cinematic universe. I don't know what else to call it. It's like 25 years worth of people playing in the same like empire basically. And um while Tomb of Annihilation is an unexplored area of like the continent, it still involves a lot of like former player characters that are now NPCs that are affected by what's going on in the Tomb of Annihilation. So trying to keep all the lore straight and what's going on. That was part of the pitch of creating this one because if you know Tomb of Annihilation, it has a death curse. So anybody who's ever been resurrected or revivified or brought back to life in some capacity is now like slowly dying. And so the pitch was kind of like, let's put together a party of people who are like trying to save their loved ones from dying. So like
Whoa.
Eric is playing the fiance of one of my former player characters. And trying to save my player character who was resurrected once from dying. Somebody else is trying to save their mom, who is not a former player character, but still is like related to a former player character. So they're all like trying to save somebody who is slowly dying because of the death curse, and trying to keep all of that straight has been an adventure. Let alone run this massive, massive sandbox of a campaign.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's been
Did
a good time.
did you get anyone with the Sphere of Annihilation?
No, nobody has
No one.
gotten
All right.
taken by a sphere of annihilation.
Mm.
I know where one was. We didn't do anything with it, but I'm pretty sure we saw one, didn't we?
Yes. Oh, you've seen at least one.
Yeah. Like Mick and I get to do little side glances. We're like, oh, we know what the fuck that thing is. No way.
Well, that's so tricky. Like it's all people who've played enough that like I describe the thing and I'm like, they all know this is a sphere of annihilation. But how do they not metagame the fact that they know this is a sphere of annihilation?
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's why the dungeon was named that, because the guy came up with the Sphere of Annihilation. He was like, oh, yeah, we'll call it that.
Right.
And this dude is dead. He was gone all the way. No.
This team is wild, and if they all survive, I'm gonna be impressed.
That's amazing.
So far, so good.
Right
Eric's
on.
also running some Star Wars RPG that he can
Oh,
speak to a
nice.
little more. But
Yeah, doing old D20 rules, uh, and like every other week. But a lot of people that are brand new to Star Wars RPG, but most of them know a lot about Star Wars, and so uh, combining that. But I also have like Mary plays sometimes, and uh,
Cool.
Jerry Bear plays sometimes. So uh, having some ringers in there once in a while, but a lot of new Star Wars. But Ben Moore, my friend in Decorah, is also running Star Wars uh, in the same galaxy, and so we get to like trade notes on things that we're doing, and we had some NPCs that go back and forth. And I went up and played in his game as a guest
Oh, that's
character, and
fun.
yeah,
That's
so
super cool.
a lot of Star Wars. And my summer project was working on a codex for the our D&D world for
Hmm.
Morovia, and I pretty much finished volumes 1 and 2, and I think that it's about 250 pages together. Um,
Whoa.
and 25 years of the same continent,
Yeah,
like the same empire,
sure.
results in a
yeah,
lot of lore and a lot
yes,
of canon.
but a lot of help from an AI assistant just to be able to wrangle some things, and so
Yeah.
never going to be published. But it's good for us to have like things like, for the record, this is what happens in this town. This is who's in charge, that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's been fun.
That's crazy. That's amazing. Well, thank you guys. We'll take a break for a couple weeks. We'll get back together. I'll send out an email. Um, character creation's like super fast, but maybe I'll try and have you guys do it on your own. It might be a little bit better to do it together though, so you guys don't choose the same thing, so not everyone's Magnum PI. I just listened to a recording talking about Brindlewood Bay. Uh, so there's a joke in there that does not land, okay, in the character creation. And the joke is it's called Brindlewood Bay, and you're all these sweet old lady mystery people, right? But all the books are what your moves are in the Powered by the Apocalypse games. But all the books are named after male investigator TV shows. So like Simon and Simon, Magnum PI,
Columbus.
Columbo, yeah. Like all the books that you can be are all the male investigators. In the joke was that well, back in the 80s, no one like no way that they would have women shows be that popular to be named after him, right? But like if you know shows from back then, it's like Hardcastle McCormick, right? That they have Hardcastle but not McCormick. Scarecrow and Mrs. King, they got
Mm-hmm.
Scarecrow but not Mrs. King. So
Uh,
like the guy has
Heart
said
to
like
Heart.
that's a joke that's supposed to be funny, and it's just like
Mm.
nah,
Mm.
like literally Agatha Christie or um like who's the one that
Jessica
everyone
Fletcher,
yeah Jessica
Murder.
Fletcher for God's sakes.
freaking Murder She Wrote. So yeah.
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 There's a British one whose name's escaping me too, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
There's
that
a
didn't. Yeah, that's too bad.
yeah, there's a
Mhm.
ton. So unfortunately, we like I took Magnum PI because Magnum PI is like my favorite investigator. But yeah, yeah, we can maybe do the curation together. But that's for me to think about down the future. I just as soon as things are done, I'll get stuff sent out to you as thank yous. You guys have earned it. Plus, you probably think bought stuff too, so you'll get that anyway. Um, but yeah, just I can't say thank you enough. I just can't.
Thanks for
So
including us. This was great. I've
it's
enjoyed
awesome.
it. Enjoyed all of it.
Right on. All right. I'm dead. Good night,
Have a
guys.
good one.
Bye.